Every gacha game nowadays has a game mode that consists of the following: difficult or high level enemies, a time or turn based limit to defeat said enemies, a duration period of which the reset is predictable, rewards that are given out based on performance that also reset, and let's slap on endgame to make it more appealing. For Genshin Impact, that's Spiral Abyss. For Honkai Star Rail, that's Memory of Chaos. For Olympus Company, that's Refraction Railway. And for Reverse 1999, that is Limbo. The point is, this exists in every gacha game, with a few tweaks. For Hoyo games, you're allowed 2 teams, one for each side. You cannot change the team once you start, and you cannot alter any equipment once you start. Doing so will remove all progress made and you will need to start over. This is normally the case among other gacha games as well, but Wuthering Waves does something quite unique. I'm Void Enigma, and I'll be going over how Wuthering Waves Tower of Adversity is the best way to design a daily endgame mode for a gacha game. Instead of imposing hard limits on what team you're able to use, Wuthering Waves imposes a stamina system, as they have dubbed Vigor. Each character in your roster has 10 Vigor, and the more difficult the floor is, the more Vigor that will be consumed when clearing the floor. Among the 3 towers, the total Vigor needed to complete 1 tower is 10. For the left and right side, there are 4 floors, and for the middle section, there are 2 floors. The first floor takes 1 Vigor, the second floor takes 2 Vigor, the third floor takes 3 Vigor, and the last floor, you guessed it, that takes 4 Vigor. The middle floors take 5 Vigor each because they are meant to be the big boy challenges. This consists of 2 floors, and they don't really scale up in difficulty like the previous floor. They are essentially just 2 of the hardest time rush content in the game. The benefits of this mode are actually massive. I've seen a few people say how they hate this system, however, the implications of this is much better than you think. At a glance, you would think that you could just take 1 team per tower, and you most certainly can, but a smarter thing to do is to divide your resources and take them on strategically. First of all, unlike the Spiral Abyss and Genshin Impact, you could change your teams for each floor to suit your needs. You can have an entirely different team for the first floor than you do for the 4th floor. And another implication of this system is that you could change your gear midway through. This is huge, as it allows you to share your premium equipment and weapons across characters. Let's make an example. Say you started the game and you pulled for Jian and Jinshi and got both, but unfortunately, you were only able to get Jian's weapon. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't be allowed to share the same weapon, but in Tower of Adversity, you can clear one side with Jian and then just give Jinshi Jian's weapon and then clear the other side. But not only weapons are shareable, at this point we don't really have a wide enough character to rejoice in this fact, but we can also share equipment. I have severe gamer OCD, so I despise sharing weapons and equipment across characters, so I'd waste my time farming for 2 sets. But say I had Encore and Chun-Li, and I wanted to use them in 2 separate teams. Well, I only need 1 Echo set for the both of them because I can quickly swap between the 2 and take on different sections of the tower. So while sharing weapons has become a great part of the Tower of Adversity, sharing a like on this video has a great impact as well. Since you've made it this far, then you must be enjoying the video, right? So leaving a like will really help keep this channel alive. While other gacha games heavily restrict character usage and weapon usage, Wuthering Waves is pretty fair. Each character has a limit in Vigor, and that limit is the same for all the characters. You only use 1 team at a time as well, so instead of being punished for using all your strongest character and gear in 1 team, you can go back and share their cracked equipment on your weak team, and this will allow you to push the tower even further. Another major bonus of this Vigor system is that the energy for their ults reset when you start each floor. You get a fresh start, so you aren't handicapped if you fucked up on the previous floors and had low health or didn't refill your energy. You can go straight to the point and not have to start a level and refill your character's energy or heal a certain character, or in case you accidentally killed a boss a few seconds early and you weren't able to actually refill your energy. You're not punished for it, so you can just go and take on the next level and focus on what's important, killing that boss. It's already hard enough trying to get the perfect setup with your crits, grouping, and just making sure that you do everything right in the first few seconds of combat. You can even mess up just at the end and have to reset everything, and imagine you did everything perfectly, but you also have to refill the energy and refill your health. The combination of these attributes make it a much more seamless and smooth experience for the gameplay. I know that I've had many frustrating moments in the early Genshin days where I refused to reset my entire run because I got to the last floor and for some reason I didn't have the foresight to realize that my energy needed to be maxed. I would spend hours trying to brute force this floor when I could have easily just reset the entire challenge and set myself up for success. The difference here is my time is being respected. I only have to worry about one floor or chamber at a time, and even if I decide to change my team later on when I clear the tower, I can easily go in, swap out the characters, and if I beat it with a different team, then I'm giving back all the vigor that I used on that first team. This opens up so many options in case you get stuck on a floor, because you won't have to reset all your progress just because you kinda forgot that the last boss is heavily immune to fusion damage. You can even use your best characters across two of the hardest floors thanks to the unique vigor system. You want to clear the first few floors with one character or using characters that you don't really care much about to use on the later floors, and this will allow you to use your main characters on the last floor. To be honest, Verina is the most treasured unit here, and until we get some good healers who can actually compete, then we're going to be using Verina on the hardest two levels. The good thing though is that your healers don't need to be really raised. It's really about your main DPS and your sub DPS, so you can even use like a level 60 to 70 Baizha or Zhanyan, and you should be able to still clear it like that. Verina though really just offers a universal buff and will really just boost your damage even higher. Despite all this though, I still got 27 out of 30 stars. This will be a lot easier to get once you get to Union level 60 because you'll be able to get level 90 characters, but I literally can only get one of my characters to level 90. And I chose Gion so that I could push the tower a little more, and that did actually help. I was able to get 26 stars before then, but now I got 27. We are still in the early stages of the game, so we don't have a lot of characters, however. I'm missing Jinshi, and I didn't get a 5-star weapon for Yinlin, so my damage is severely lacking in my other teams. I also need to raise either Sanhua or Dungeon so that Havoc Rover can stand a chance on getting 3 stars on her side. You need roughly 3 decent teams built up to take on Tower of Adversity, but you can easily do it with a fringe 3rd team and 2 highly invested teams. As long as that weak team can clear the 3rd level, then that frees up the hardest 4 floors, being the 2 in the middle and the 1 on the left and right, for your hard hitters. Although, there may come a time when a certain boss is super resistant against your main damage dealers, so you will have to adjust for that in the future. The liberty of selecting one team per stage is really great, and I love this concept for an endgame timed boss rush mode. Let me know what you all think about the Tower of Adversity, and if you prefer this vigor system, or if you prefer a more straightforward boss rush system overall. Go ahead and leave a like on this video if you found it enjoyable and entertaining, and make sure to subscribe for future Wuthering content. Until next time, Enigma out.